Hello everybody, welcome back to the Craft Beer Hub. I've got another beer review for you, and it is a beer from what I consider to be a very, very good brewery, Lervig. I've had a few Lervig stouts in the past and they've been absolutely brilliant. Lervig are, I believe, from Norway or Scandinavia at least, and the Scandinavians and of course the Norwegians know how to brew flipping good stouts. I know this beer is called Konrad Stout. It is a 10.4% Imperial Stout with a really aggressive can art of the mountains and a fjord. That looks like a fjord going up some mountains there. Typical Norwegian scene. There we go. Yeah. I don't know what this beer's going to be like. This beer, I should have said, I picked up this beer in Morrisons and I believe it was quite punchy. I believe it was around about £5 for a 330 can, which is big money in terms of supermarkets. Yeah, not surprised though. 10.4%. It's Imperial. It's going to hit higher duty and stuff like that. But for this beer to go into a supermarket, it's quite big news. I think it shows the progression of craft beer in general, because supermarkets only do obviously big trends. Craft beer's obviously turned into a huge trend, and if there's demand to put in a 10.4% Imperial Stout on the supermarket shelves, I'm all for it. Let's not waste any more time then. Let's get this can open. I probably should rotate it just in case there's anything in there. Let's pop the top. Boom. Super smoky. Ooh, bit of an aggressive flare up. Let's get this beer into the glass. So what do I like out of an Imperial Stout then? Generally oil thick, deep rich flavours. I'm not always a fan of adjuncts in beers, but I think in Imperial Stouts they work. So if this has got something in it, it won't be the end of the world. So what have we got then? Boom. Jet black. Jet black. Can't see a thing through it. Tiniest bit of light bleeding through the bottom, but you got to remember I've got quite a powerful ring light the other side of this. One finger brown head, but yeah, that looks good. The head looks quite tight, almost Guinness like creamy. Don't know if you can see that. There you go. Looks good. Looks really, really good. Let's get some aromas then. It's boozy. Really, really boozy. Creamy chocolate and almost dark chocolate at the same time. It's sort of almost like a double threat on chocolate. Oh, I just can't get over how boozy it smells. It almost smells barrel aged, but it's not. It almost smells like it's been aged in sort of, I don't know, whiskey barrels or something. Nice hint of vanilla. Slight faint hint of sort of milky coffee. Does smell creamy. Slight hint of sweetness, probably from those chocolate aromas. Smells good. Smells really, really good. Yeah, vanilla, chocolate, milky coffee. I mean, it looks creamy. Look at that. It looks great. Honestly, this is bottle shop standard beer. I think from the smell and the appearance, it smells great. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that is good. Oh, that is lovely. That is lovely. You're greeted sometimes with these stouts, these high Imperial stouts. high ABV Imperial Stouts, you're greeted with a really aggressive flavour straight off the bat, but you're not here. It's creamy milk chocolate that first hits you. Then after you swallow, it's raisin, a huge whack of licorice. And that's what stays. It's gone. There's a licoricey bitterness. I'll tell you what, for me, this ticks a lot of boxes for me, this. I don't appreciate those Imperial Stouts that just whack you with really aggressive flavour straight off the bat and you almost wince and then it mellows. This builds. So there is a milk chocolate that you hit with. It's lovely and roast, and there is a roastiness to it throughout the beer, but really it's milk chocolate. And then there's a slight hint of sweet raisin, and then the licorice builds right towards the end, and it fades away, and leaving a nice licoricey bitterness. I could smell vanilla. Is there any vanilla in there? Maybe at the start. Here comes the licorice. Oh my god. Oh. Low carbonation. It's all mouthfeel, this beer. As I hoped it would be. I hate overcarbonated stouts. One of my bugbears. And it almost leaves a sticky residue in the mouth that you can almost suck off the inside of your cheeks. That's absolutely lovely. I can't fault that. What does the can say? Konrad Stout, Imperial Stout, 10.4%. Ingredients: water, barley malt, oats, hops and yeast. That is it. Brewed and packaged at the brewery in Stavanger in Norway. Import. It's like import sort of information on here. That is lovely. There's not any sort of element of smokiness to this beer to put people off, because I know that does put people off. Oh, this beer is an absolute creeper. I like the build of this beer. I think it's really well put together in the sense that it invites you in. Really soft flavours to start with. Everybody loves milk chocolate, don't they? And then it kind of goes, right, you've had your lot. I'm going to remind you that it's an Impy Stout now, and it hits you with a really sweet raisin. And then licorice comes barreling up behind. And that's the overriding aftertaste and flavour at the end. And there is a lovely bitterness there, but it's not around for long. And then, like I say, sticky mouth. Oh, this is lovely. Supermarket beer. Absolutely ridiculous. The bar was being raised in a lot of departments in the supermarket. And I know supermarkets tend to go for the crowd-pleasing sweet stouts, caramel. I mean, the Brew York Vocation Cola has been around forever now, it seems. Sweet Temptation, the chocolate caramel stout. And then Northern Monk done the, what was it? Death Star beers. Episode 1, 2 and 3 with peanut. Then hazelnut. Was it? Peanut, hazelnut, then peanut butter, I think. Or almond, hazelnut, peanut. I can't remember what it was now. But all the stouts tend to have a funny edge to them. It's a kind of, there's something else thrown in that's sweet, that kind of that pleases a crowd. Whereas this is anything but a crowd pleaser. This is just a really well put together stout from the bottom up that any craft beer drinker would absolutely appreciate. Even at £5, I was worrying about the £5 price tag. I think it's worth it. It's really well put together. You've got to appreciate that when you're drinking beer at a certain ABV, you're going to hit extra taxes, whereas some of that money goes. But it's really, really good. It is really, really good. It is bottle shop quality beer. And I know I talked about a while ago about stick with your bottle shop, don't go to supermarket. I'm not encouraging you into the supermarket. I'm just telling you what's in there. And it's very, very good. Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, is £5 too steep for the supermarket? Maybe. I think it probably put a lot of people off. But I think there's enough of a flavour profile in there to kind of get around that a little bit. So much flavour. So much flavour. What am I going to give that? I'm going to give that a 4.5 out of 5. I just think maybe... Is it? No, I'm going to give that 5 out of 5. I was worried about the price, but I think it's worth every bit of that £5, and it's what I think it's worth, not what anybody. Do you know what I mean? I've got to rate it with how I find it, and I think it's absolutely cracking. I would recommend going out and buying this. If you've never had an Imperial Stout before, great place to start. I think you'll love it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you would be so kind, and let me know in the comments. £5 in a supermarket for a 330 can. Is that fair? Like I say, buy it and find out. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.